Here's our lesson, subtraction of whole numbers. We'll start with a simple one. We'll make sure to line up our digits and our place values, just like if we were adding numbers, and we'll make sure to always follow that operation where we're subtracting. Start at the ones place. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer, 1,114. If we read the whole problem, it's read like this. I'll read it first. 3,246 minus 2,132 equals 1,114. You read? 3,246 minus 2,132 equaling 1,114. I'm going to go ahead and write down some vocabulary. This here is the difference. Difference. It's the difference of those two numbers. It's how far apart they are. It's the difference. The answer to a subtraction problem is called a difference. I have written down those terms for the other parts of a subtraction problem. Most likely you're not going to have to remember them, unless you become a teacher, of course, in which case you have to know everything. Or if you're just one of those people who loves to know everything, that's great as well. A little trivia for you then. 3,246 is what we call the minuend. Say that word, please. Minuend. And the other number is called the subtrahend. 2,132 is the subtrahend. The real key that you're going to have to remember is the answer to a subtraction problem is called the difference. Go ahead and copy this problem down, and you try. This is a you try problem. Go ahead and pause so that you can go ahead and try it. Ideally, you went step by step, and you came up with the solution that I'm writing in right here. Where 8,253 minus 4,102 equaling 4,151. Going to write one more problem for you. There's your problem. I'll switch up colors. You might want to hit pause right now, because I'm going to go ahead and write the solution in there. And there's that solution, 3,725 minus 1,610 equaling 2,115. Again, the answer to our subtraction problems is called the difference. Correct. Take a moment to label one of your subtraction problems, or you can even draw an arrow back to both of them to label that where we know that that's the difference. This is probably not the first time that you've seen subtraction, so you realize that those other subtraction problems that I was giving you are very easy in that there was not any regrouping. In this case, what place value do you see a regrouping where we need to see a regrouping? The order matters in subtraction. Ideally, you said the tens place is going to require a regrouping where we're going to have to regroup from the hundreds to the tens. So we'll see that as we solve this problem. Again, 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 minus 7. What I say is you can't do it. You can't take away 7 tens from 2 tens. So what you have to do is you have to regroup from the hundreds place, where you regroup and take one of those hundreds and you bring it on over to the tens place. 100 is worth how many tens? Right, 10 tens. So we put together 10 tens and 2 tens, we get 12 tens. And that's why 12 tens minus 7 tens is 5 tens. 6 minus 6 is 0, and 8 minus 0 is 8, where 8,725 minus 673 equals 8,052. Let's try another one, and then I will let you try. Again, math is always step by step by step, so I've got this problem here. I'm trying to find the difference. 3 minus 5. Sometimes students will write down 2. That is a common mistake. The order does matter, and in this case, 3 minus 5, we can't do that. So we're going to go ahead and regroup from the tens place here. The 4 becomes a 3. the 3 becomes a 13. So we've got 13 minus 5 equaling 8. And let's see if we have any other regroups. 3 minus 0, well, that's fine. 2 minus 6, is there a regroup there? Yes, there is. 1 becomes a 0. 2 becomes 12. Then we can continue. 12 minus 6 is 6. 0 minus 9 can't do it, so the 8 becomes a 7. So one of those 10,000s becomes 1 10,000. And then so that 1 10,000 with the 0 still becomes 10,000 minus 9,000 is 1,000. And we've got 7 there in the 10,000s place. So again, this is our what of our subtraction problem? Difference, right. And then so we had our minuend and subtrahend for those who were keeping track and still remembering that trivia. Again, this was our subtrahend and this was our minuend, but this here was our difference. Read that whole equation again. 81,243 minus 9,605 equals 71,638. You know, it makes sense if we're taking away a number from there, like a number about 10,000 or so, that our answer is about 10,000 away from that number that we're taking away from, our minuend. Alright, it's time for you to try. Don't get confused by the instructions right there. It says find the difference. And again, what I want you to do is I want you to write these problems out vertically. And again, what it is that I mean by that is, for that first one, and you really want to make sure that you line up those digits. And then you solve them. Go ahead and hit pause. And solve these for me. For that first one there, we get 14 minus 5 is 9, 1 minus 1 is 0, 3 minus 1 is 2, where our answer is 20,908. Did you require any regroups for that second one? Probably. Think that I set it up for some regroups. Think you have a regroup right away in that ones place. Come back with the answer. And there's that answer for you. There's actually an exact check for this, which we'll show in another video. But what we'll do is we'll take our difference and we'll add it back together with that subtrahend. And what'll happen if we add back in that number that we were subtracting away, we're supposed to get our minuend, or that original number. 9 plus 9 is 18, 8, 1, 1 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 2 plus 5 is 7, and 1 plus 1 is 2. And you'll notice that those two are exactly the same, so that we are very sure of our answer. Again, this was our difference, Here's your last little problem. Might be look a little daunting, a little challenging, but it really shouldn't be. Ideally, you're still able to read numbers up to the million. 1,208,375 minus 976,296. And again, all we do is just those same steps. 5 minus 6, can't do it. 7 becomes a 6. 5 becomes 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. 6 minus 9, can't do it. 3 becomes a 2. 6 becomes 16. 16 minus 9 is 7. 2 minus 2 is 0. 8 minus 6 is 2. 0 minus 7. Oh, better regroup. 2 becomes a 1. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 1 minus 9, can't do it. We'll bring this 1 over here, back together with that there. 11 minus 9 is 2. So our answer is 232,079. Again, our check would be 232,079 plus 976,296. Does it equal 1,208,375? Again, that's how you subtract. Step by step by step. Sometimes you'll require regrouping, and sometimes you won't.